This is why they call it a dead river. It's something one of my participants told me as we were looking out over the Rupert River just outside of Nemaska, a Cree community in Eeyou Istchee, northern Quebec. And Nemaska in Cree means the fishing place. And the Rupert River is one of the most important to the community. But this participant described the Rupert River as dead because hydroelectric developments had transformed this part of the waterway from a roaring river into a reservoir. And now it might be tempting to assume that this quote is metaphorical or hyperbolic, but to the Cree, non-human things, natural things are alive, and they're part of the social world. And to many people in Nemaska, the Rupert River literally died when it was diverted. So what does the governance of wild food species, like lake sturgeon and the Rupert River, look like in this context? A context defined by boundaries between human and non-human, but also between knowledge systems, between different social groups, even between spatial scales like federal and provincial jurisdictions. In my research, I argue that new approaches for understanding this kind of collaborative governance are needed. After network theory, a different way of understanding social networks could help deconstruct these boundaries and create a more relational model of collaborative governance. I explore this potential through empirical case studies of wild food governance in Eeyou Istchee, northern Quebec, including one of lake sturgeon governance in Nemaska, as shown here in this poster. Through interviewing and participant observation, I develop a new model of sturgeon governance that can account for the role that things like dams in residential schools, plant species like poplar, the wage economy, or the JVNQA play in governance, in addition to the more traditional social actors you would expect. By challenging these boundaries, we aim to foster new shared understandings and facilitate collaboration.